Hey folks, this is Matt aka Slash, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where we, last episode, lost Jebediah Kerman in an unfortunate, mountain-related accident. I was thinking like mountain climbing, but no, he landed on a mountain and then he rolled until he exploded. These things happen every once in a while when you're doing space exploration with tiny, hilarious green men. But, never mind that. The time for warning is over. It was 2 weeks ago. We're gonna move on. Sorry for no episode last week. I just did not get much of an opportunity to record. I recorded one Carnus Terra last week during my normal recording window on Wednesdays. And that's all I had time for. But I'm back. Thank you very much to the guys at Squad running the Kerbal Space Program Twitter for retweeting the link to my episode last time where Jeb met his unfortunate demise. It was quite the boost to my views, and I appreciate it. If you are coming to my channel for Kerbal Space Program and have not been to the channel before, I welcome you. Thank you very much for coming out. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's a Kerbal Space Program, pretty much one episode every week. Usually comes out on Thursdays, at least for the foreseeable future. But enough of that. Let's get to the contracts. Science data from space around Kerbin. So we just transmit or recover scientific data from space around Kerbin. We can totally do that because we've been to space around Kerbin. So we'll go ahead and grab that one. And what else can we do here? We can grab Explore the Mun. It expires never. And they give us almost 27,000 funds in advance. So I think we're going to go ahead and grab that as well, just to get the funds up a little bit. But let's see what this new pilot of ours can do. We should be able to just launch the existing craft from last time with Eremy Kerman as the new pilot. And let's see, what was that anyway? That was the supersonic? No, I guess the hula one. That's right, because we were doing a hula hoop around the planet. So we're going to launch the hula one and try and get some science from around Kerbin. And actually, hold up. I'm just realizing now, we may not have all the parts in this that we actually want for... we've got these guys, but I think we have the Science Junior now, don't we? Hold on. Let's recover the vessel. I think we have Science Junior now. Okay. Very good. Got all the parts back, as I would expect. Let's hit the VAB instead, and let's make ourselves a Hula 2. Dooba-dooba-dooba. So, let's see here. In the science category... Oh, no, we don't have that yet. Let's pop out to the R&D. Maybe we have it available now as a part. Because that would certainly be better science to get from up there in space. What do we have? We have 70. So we can't get anything from there. We've got this, which gets us struts. That's very important. I think I might pick that one up. We are not yet to the point where we have the Science Junior. So I think we're going to go ahead and grab this one. So I don't think we need any of these guys as of yet, although I would love that fuel duct. I'm gonna actually pass on that for now. I'm gonna grab that. What's next on the agenda? Some airplane parts and some other connectors and adapters and all sorts of craziness. Okay. Very good. Well, let's see what science we can stick on there. I think we've got all the science on there that we can have at the moment, don't we? Alright, well, at least we can satisfy the contract. And we know this guy will fly. I do kind of feel like adding this to it, just to keep it aligned prior to takeoff. Should I have 2? I feel like 1's probably sufficient. Nah, let's go ahead and double it, just to be on the safe side. There we go. It doesn't cost that much more to add those. So we'll go ahead and put those on there. Is there anything else that we can make use of here? Not really. I think we might as well just launch this and see what we get. So the Hula 2, which is exactly like the Hula 1, except we added struts, or we added launch supports. To the launch pad. Let's get ourselves back into orbit around Kerbal, get some data, and this time we are going to survive the landing. Oh, it's not supposed to be Bill. Gosh darn it. Yeah. I want Eremy. That's who I want behind the wheel. I need him leveling up his piloting skill so I can get the better SAS controls. Alright, here we go. Night launch in 3, 2, 1. That's not the right setting. Whoa! What happens here? That, I don't know if the recording's picking that up or not, but that's a crazy visual glitch right there. But anyway, these guys are supposed to detach down here. Thank you very much. And liftoff! Ah yes, nice and slow, just like I remember it. And here we are, folks, back in orbit around Kerbal. Eremy Kerman is looking very happy. Of course, he can't EVA yet. And he doesn't have much of a view. This is what he gets to see. We can spin ourselves at least a little bit. Ooh. Ah. Space. But yes, we have made it into orbit. Our orbit is 161 by 71. A little lopsided, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and stop that spinning. There we go. More or less. And take our science. Observe mystery goo. We've got mystery goo observation while in space near Kerbal. I'm going to keep this one. And then on the other side, I'm going to observe the mystery goo and transmit this one. This will satisfy the contract. Ding! So we've got 31,000 funds, we gained some reputation, traded some of that back for funds, and we got 1 science out of it, which is not a whole heck of a lot, but we'll get more from the other pod. Let's go ahead and grab a crew report as well while we're at it, which is worth nothing, so I don't know why I bothered. So, yeah, very good. We are in great shape, and I think it's time that we planned for our landing, and we've got a very large expanse of water there on this side, but I still would like to try to get as close to KSC as possible. So I think I'm going to warp around a little bit. I'm going to let Eremy enjoy his time up in space, go for a couple of orbits, see if I can't get KSC in the sunny spot, and then we're going to aim way far out on our destination. So if we come down halfway in the middle of the ocean, between the continent KSC's on and the next one, fine, that's okay. It should mean that Eremy survives, along with the science that he just recovered. So let me fast forward a bit, and I'll see you guys when we're close to a splashdown. Alright folks, Kerbal Space Center is around in here somewhere, unless I've gotten totally confused. So we're going to do our burn. Oh, we're out of electric charge. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We can still adjust for this. Let's throttle up a little bit and give us some maneuverability. There we go. Now we'll just get on that retrograde marker. And we'll be just fine. That was a little scary there for a second, but let's go ahead and throttle up the rest of the way. And then we'll kill it, say, here. And let's see how things go. We'll hang on to that little bit of fuel left. Once we've done our atmospheric interface, we'll see how much of that we need to really slow down. But Kerbal's going to catch up a little bit underneath us. Plus, we're going to come down a little bit. So I want to try to aim in here somewhere. I think that's probably the safest bet. So let's go ahead and fast forward till we get to the atmosphere. What does this look like, by the way, from your perspective? You should have a pretty good view down at Kerman, although there's not really anything to see. It's just all blue. So never mind. Let's fast forward here as we go flying backwards into the atmosphere. And we should... Well, we're way past Kerbal Space Center already. So that was very poorly calculated. Let's just go ahead and burn off the rest of our fuel, and then we'll pop the chute and bring this guy in on the water. See ya, engine! SAS off, and chute is primed to deploy. Apparently, we've never gotten a crew report over Kerman's water before. I'm going to go ahead and transmit that. And just wait for the splashdown. And... kerplunk! Let's see if there's another crew report that's worth anything. From Kerman's water, very good. Excellent. I can't get a soil sample or anything, so there's no real point in EVAing. Although I guess I can get an EVA report, right? Like if I flip around here, EVA report. Flying over Kerman's water, it thinks I'm doing. That's cool. Oh, I can repack the chute. Sure, why not? Maybe it's... Oh, insufficient engineer skill level. Oh, interesting. Let's store that. And then, can we back off of here into the water? He looks kind of like he's standing, doesn't he? No, I guess he's floating. That's cool. EVA report. Kerman's water. Keep data. Let's store that as well. Let's see if we can get back on board this, or if we're going to have to recover him separately. Jump! Jump! Nope. I think Emery's going to have to get picked up first, and then we'll get the spaceship afterwards. So let's recover our Kerbonaut. He won't be worth a whole lot, except he should show some XP. Recovery of a vessel that survived a flight that's Emery. Emery is the vessel. 2 XP gained, advanced to level 1 already. Oh my. That's impressive. Does that give me extra SAS stuff or not? Let's go ahead and pick up the stability enhancer, guys. Let's hit the Space Center control, and we'll pick up Hula 2. Yes, please, recover that vessel. Ah, now that's what I'm looking for here. Look, we're back up to 61 science. Fantastic. We got 2,400 back in funds. The mystery goo was worth quite a bit to pick it up. And we have no crew in there because we picked him up already. But we are actually doing quite well right now. Not too shabby at all. Okay, well, let's see. We got maybe 10 minutes left to the episode. What do we want to do with ourselves? Well, first of all, we've got 76,000 funds. Is there anything upgradable that seems like it'd be worthwhile? No. No. Let's see. Oh, we can increase our active contracts to 7. That's not super useful right now. Astronaut complex. Ooh, allows us to perform EVAs. I guess we don't have to be landed on Kerman, is what that means? Kerbals can only disembark on Kerman. Kerbals can perform EVAs. Kerbals on EVA can place flags. Now, does that mean they can do EVAs in space? Or is it just on other bodies, I wonder? But that might be worth thinking about. Administration building. We can upgrade our active strategies. So that's kind of cool. R&D. We can increase the amount of science. Surface sample if we also upgrade the other thing. Oh, but that's way expensive. And then resource transfer. I don't know what that's all about. This guy doesn't really need it yet. And what about the VAB? Max parts supported goes to 255. Oh, and basic action groups. But we can't afford that yet either. I kind of feel like the astronaut complex upgrade is the best use of our money right now. But man, that would be all of our funds. Maybe we ought to save for just now. Yeah, I think it would be best just to save it and see where we go. Now we've got 60 science. We can get both of these. It gives us the ability to land and a better parachute. And this gives us some airplane parts and a probe. That would be pretty good. Save some lives, maybe, with that. Indeed. Well, I think I will. I think I'll pick these guys up. I think I'm gonna... Oh, wait, what does that unlock down here, though? Ah, there's the Science Junior and some batteries and a new communicator thing, which I was watching Munchmo's videos. I'm like 2 weeks behind on videos, but he was looking at this and it seemed to him that this was actually not as good as the original. So I'm not super excited about that. But let's go ahead, let's pick this one up. More science is always a good thing to have. Or the capacity for more science. Alright, let's take a look at our contracts as well, while we're in here. Do we have anything else that we can do from orbit? We could test a radial decoupler while orbiting. That's probably not too difficult to do. And what does that get us? Gets us some good funds and some reputation. Oh, a decent amount of science, too. Yeah, why not? Let's go ahead and pick that one up. Best of luck with it. Thanks. And let's see, what is the part that they want us to test in orbit? It is... TT-70. You want it in the 82 to 92,000 meter orbit, which we can achieve quite easily. And let's see, it would be under here, right? Oh, this thing. The radial decoupler. Okay. Yeah, I think that we can probably do something with this. We've already done this science, so we don't really need to have that along. What in the world can we do with this? Guess we'll snack those on there. We'll take these off. We don't need them right now. You know what? We should take this... Oops. We should take the Science Junior with us. Which means I'm thinking a different... If we stick those on there, get rid of this, and maybe stick a battery on there? I don't know, that looks kind of funny. Just batteries sitting here on top. But why not? It looks like it's a remote-controlled toy with 4 AA batteries in it. So I'll take that. And then the science utility, we want this guy. Now let's take a look at these again. Okay, so this one, the new one. 0.03 mass, 0.2 drag, 8 meters per second crash tolerance, 32, blah, 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 blah. Okay. It can send 2.0 MITs in a packet. Bandwidth is 0.6 MITs per second. 12.5 electric charge per packet. So that's what, 6.25 for a MIT. Right? And then this one, packet size is also 2 MITs. It can transmit more at a time, and it takes less charge per packet. Yeah, I don't know why you would... I don't know why you would go with anything other than this. Why would you go to this one? It's, I guess, a little more aesthetically pleasing, but that's it. Alright, now what can we put on here that we can jettison? Is there anything that's really, like, worth doing? I could put these little winglets on, I suppose. Let's do that, just for fun. Let's add these little winglets. And we'll jettison them in orbit. Alright, so we've got... First we need to fire... Oops, let's pick this structure up a little bit. First we fire this engine... Whoa! Why do I have a floating Kerbal head right now? It wasn't doing this before. Last time I built a rocket, it wasn't doing this. I don't know what's going wrong with the staging controls that I'm getting these extra pop-up guys. Is this a known bug, or am I going insane, or what? But anyway, we fire this at the same time that we fire these. Then, let's see, this one isn't going to happen until later. It's going to go, like, here. Right? So then we fire that, fire this guy, then we can disconnect... Oh, we don't want to disconnect that. We want to do these guys first. We discard these guys in space to test the contract, or to satisfy the contract. Then we blow that on our way down and deploy the chutes, and we should be good. Alright, I think this is going to do the job. Let's see how we do. Oh, and let's make sure we've got our pilot in place. Okay, we got it. Eremy Kerman. Very good. Let's launch! Aha! See, the new SAS gives me some extra options here. Stability assist, point to prograde, point to retrograde. Very, very cool. Alright, we'll keep the stability assist on, but we'll use this for our gravity turn, because that will be very helpful. Alright. Here we go. Full throttle, and 3, 2, 1, go! Those little winglets look absolutely ridiculous. Oh no, the winglets seem to be causing a problem. The winglets are definitely causing a problem. Oh no! No! No, that's no good. I don't know what happened there, but we are definitely falling back down. Hold up. Let's revert this flight. I'm not sure what happened there. We're going to try just going back to launch. But partway up there, we definitely had an issue. Let's, can we do anything about that? Can we, like, disable these as control surfaces, or... No. Doesn't appear so. Alright, well, let's just give it another shot. Alright, we have arrived in orbit a couple of iterations later of this craft. I am hoping that this radial decoupler mechanism will still whoa, jeez, what in the world is happening with this staging thing? But I'm hoping that it will still fire and count as having fired, despite having been placed, you know, where it is. So I'm going to try to stage them now. Success! Haha, huzzah! That did work, even with nothing attached to them. I could not get it to fly straight with those, flaps on there. For some reason, those flaps were adding a significant amount of, I don't know, difficulty. Wow, look at them go. They're a kilometer away already. So that piece, yeah, piece is going in that direction. That's awesome. But yeah, for some reason they were giving me all sorts of trouble on the ascent. That I guess when the atmosphere thinned out, they were starting to catch. I don't know what the deal was. Something aerodynamic was happening, and I didn't like it. But anyway, now that we are in orbit and we've satisfied that condition, let's also Observe the materials bay. Chunk. The microgravity has greatly affected the growth of crystalline structures. Loose objects are also flying around the bay in a very messy but fascinating way. We will keep that data because I believe we can safely land with that. We're about to find out. We are currently in orbit around Kerbal at a 90 by 73, so I'm going to drop down our orbit here shortly when we get to the apoapsis and just sort of aim for maybe like here. Maybe actually more like here, I think, with the trajectory, in the hopes that we don't fall back too far. Actually, you know what, I might aim for like here. I'm very timid about this, because at least there's no mountains on this little peninsula if I end up hitting this landmass. So if I aim for here, that might be a better course of action. But check this out. If I hit the retrograde marker, let's switch back here. If I hit this with the SAS on, boop, the craft automatically turns to follow the retrograde marker, which is super handy. Now, of course, it's overshooting because it's the SAS and it's crazy. But, there, I'll turn it off until we get a little bit closer. There, now you can sort of settle in. Perfect. But it's super handy because now you can use that to find your markers rather than having to just spin around aimlessly in the hopes that you've maybe picked an efficient direction to turn. Right now it allows me just to do these three, but eventually there is a marker here for, I think that's retrograde to the maneuver node, or maybe might be towards the maneuver node. And then this is, I think, normal and anti-normal. And this is like inward and outward, and this is, oh no, this is maneuver node and anti-maneuver node. I'm not sure what this is. Towards the target, perhaps? That probably makes sense. That probably points you towards whatever you've got selected as a target. We'll find out as Eremy improves his piloting skills. But for now, let's get him back on the ground. And 24 science earned! Now, if you are particularly eagle-eyed, you may notice something slightly amiss. And that this science is from a material study from Kerban's upper atmosphere, where you actually saw me take this, do this experiment in orbit. Well, yes, but then I messed up. I was physics accelerating on the way down to speed up the descent, and when I hit the 500 meter mark and the chutes deployed, the physics acceleration caused the chutes to fail and plummet the vessel into the ocean and destroy everything associated with it. And since that was because of a game issue as opposed to an actual mission issue, I ended up reverting the flight, redoing it, and it wasn't until I was already on my way back in that I realized I forgot to activate the Science Junior. So that's why this comes from the upper atmosphere. We'll get another one from orbit next time we happen to be in orbit. But that brings us up to 43 science, which isn't too shabby. We got some funds back. We're up to 105,000 funds. And no XP game from Eremy because, or Eremy. I think I've been saying Eremy the entire time. Eremy Kerman, because I guess he's already done his whole around the planet thing in the past, so it's not new for him. So that is going to do it for this episode of Kerbal Space Program, everybody. Oh, I am going to recover this debris. Oop. I did not mean to fly it. I am now flying a structural vessel by accident. Ka-chunk! Recover. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode of Kerbal Space Program, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. We may actually attempt to make a run at the moon next episode. We shall see. You'll have to tune in to find out. See you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.